Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. You're probably wondering what is going on. Where was Fazan for day 7? He just went missing. Well, I actually had a friend stag do for day 7, so unfortunately didn't have time to record one. I'm really sorry, but don't worry because we've got day 7 and day 8. Now I'm going to touch on day 8 first because that's more present, and I want to touch upon obviously the matchups today. Then I'll very briefly touch upon day 7. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail because I'm sure everyone's already knows exactly what happened there, was watching all the matches, and probably got that information somewhere else. Of course, that's a lie. Everyone just watches this channel, don't they? um Please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, of course share the videos as well, and of course click the notification bell as well to get alerted to all the new videos. I will be doing some live streams obviously in this coming week because it's the second week. It's going to be huge. We've got some huge matchups and I'm going to discuss those as well, but before that, let's go into today's play and let's start off with the evening games. And Alexander Zverev, the number 6 seed, this was imperious. Looked really good. 6-4, 6-1, 6-1 against Nishikori, who's been pretty good himself. So that was a really impressive win. Davidovich, Fokina, this is a pretty good win as well because Dobonis has had some pretty decent scalps so far in this French Open. So to get through, to get through 6-4, 6-4, 4-6, 6-4 in a very tight affair, as you can tell, was pretty impressive. Now, Daniil Medvedev, this is where it gets interesting. The guy who had never won a clay court match before this French Open has brought obviously his class and put it together. Yes, his game is not super suited to clay, we know this, but his class is starting to shine through, so that's good. He came through 6-2, 6-1, 7-5 against the number 22 seed Garin from Chile, and Tsitsipas also came through. This was a much tougher test, though, probably the toughest test even of the round against Corona Busta, the number 12 seed, very solid Spaniard, but he came through 6-3, 6-2, 7-5, and he will meet Daniil Medvedev in the quarterfinals. We know both these guys have beef. They do not like each other. They genuinely dislike each other. So for those two to play in the quarters is going to be super spicy. Tsitsipas goes into that the favorite because clay, I feel like that's obviously his. It's definitely a surface that he is more accustomed to compared to Medvedev, and one that he's more comfortable on. So it will be very, very interesting to see how he goes. But I would assume that Medvedev is going to get under his skin probably at some point, and it's going to be a lot closer than people think. So do not discount Medvedev in that. And I would not be surprised if it goes to 5 sets. I really would not. I think it's going to be a class match and the pick of the quarters so far. Anyway, obviously we don't know all the others yet, but that's going to be a cracker. Right. Let's then touch upon the women's for today because that's all we've got. Really nice and quick, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Now, the women's, the huge upset of the day, probably the biggest from men's and women's, was Serena Williams. She got beaten by the 21 seed Rybakina 6-3, 7-5. Looked a bit sluggish, didn't look quite her sharp self. Look, I mean, I think we know that probably Wimbledon is her best bet, as I've said previously. So this isn't the biggest, the be all and end all for her for sure. But I was slightly surprised. I thought maybe she might take advantage as the draws opened up. But we will see these types of displays from her as she gets older and older, like Federer, where they may have a match where the upset comes, or the so-called upset comes. But that just happens with age. But I'm really looking forward to seeing her on the grass. So maybe this time away and I guess a bigger rest before that tournament will do us some good. Who knows? Vondrasova, the number 20 seed, got dumped out by unseeded Badosa Gibert. That is obviously an upset. Badosa Gibert came through 6-4, 3-6, 6-2. Azarenka, that's a shame. I really do like Azarenka. She lost in 3 sets to Pavlyuchenkova. That's a good win for her. Came through in 3 sets at 5-7, 6-3, 6-2. So good comeback from the Russian player. Sirsty, wow, she lost. So she's someone who I would have backed against Zidansek, but Zidansek came through 7-6, 6-1. So really good win for her as well. And she now, I tell you what, we're going to see some interesting quarters with some more unfamiliar names compared to what we're used to seeing anyway. So it's going to be really, really intriguing. Okay, let's go on to Saturday very briefly because I want to touch upon that. Let's do the men's first. Obviously, we're going to do that first because we just went men's and then women's. So the biggest thing, obviously, was Federer beating Koepfer in 4 sets. Really, really tight affair. After this, however, and Koepfer's he is probably cursing everything because Federer pulled out after saying that, look, my knees, it's a risk. I've had 2 surgeries and I want to make sure I'm fit for the grass court season for Wimbledon because like I feel like I can probably potentially go on a run then and have a good chance of winning it. Whereas here I don't. And also I'm feeling tired. I don't want to get injured. Fine, fair enough. I know a lot of people are like, what's going on? What's going on? How can you say that? Look, he's really old. He's 39 years old and he hasn't played loads and loads of matches before this. You can't expect him to just say, you know what, I'm going to bust my gut playing on the clay on a nutritional surface like this when I probably know I'm not going to win it. And, you know, if there's any chance of getting injured, forget it. And I'm glad he's done that. Berretini's come through 7-6, 6-3, 6-4 against Kwon. Really good win for him. Djokovic as well, 6-1, 6-4, 6-1 against Brankis. And obviously for us as UK, UK tennis followers, I guess, not just world tennis followers, Cameron Norrie gave a respectable, I think, showing against Nadal, losing 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. He actually was a break up in that second set at 3-1, so he'll be slightly disappointed. Maybe he didn't go on to capitalize and maybe at least nick a set. Yannick Sinner came through against Ymer, 6-1, 7-5, 6-3. Good stuff from Yannick Sinner. And Alcaraz got dumped out by Struff, who's been on a really good form. Obviously, beat one of the top 10 seeds in Rublev early doors of the first round. He comes through 6-4, 7-6, 6-2. Musetti, really cool stuff from him. 3-6, 6-4, 6-3, 3-6, 6-3. Musetti doing really, really well. And Schwartzman stopping the informed Kohlschreiber, who had a fantastic run so far, really wrong about the years, but he lost 6-4, 6-2, 6-1 to Schwartzman, Diego Schwartzman. So good to see the number 10 seed from Argentina performing well. Now, let's very briefly then touch upon the women's from yesterday as well. Coco Gauff, obviously 6-1, and then the walkover for her. So that's disappointing. We've seen quite a few of these walkovers, which definitely shows you that the quarantines, the bubbles are not helping. I tell you that. And it's difficult because you have to have them in some capacity, but it's just how do the players maintain fitness and, you know, maintain a level of suppleness to their body. And it sounds really weird to say, but genuinely, like, they need to be constantly moving. If you're sitting on a chair all the time, as I know, and you get up, you're so stiff. And these guys are elite athletes, so it's tough. Jabeur came through 3-6, 6-love, 6-1. Really, really strong showing in the end there, wasn't it, from Jabeur? Swiatek, 7-6, 6-love. Loves dealing out bagels. She really does. Sakari, really impressive win against Elise Mertens. That's a big, big win for number 17 seed from Greece. 7-5, 6-7, 6-2. Really impressive. Kostyuk continued her good form, coming through 6-1, 6-2 against Gracheva. And Sofia Kenin. Now, this is a good win for her against Pagula. 4-6, 6-1, 6-4. She continues. Big upset. Svitolina, I mean, she just can't seem to get to the latter rounds of these Grand Slams. And she's a top 10 player and has been for a bit of time now. Just not able to do it. A bit like Pliskova, to be honest with you. But losing 6-3, 6-2 to Krejcikova. And Sloane Stephens, I'm really, really happy for her. She keeps on carrying on her run. 6-3, 7-5 against Matrova, the number 18 seed. So the Americans not doing too badly, are they? Not doing too badly. We've got 3 in the 4th round. Let's see. And then obviously tomorrow, we've got Sloane Stephens versus Krejcikova, Jabeur versus Coco Gauff, Sofia Kenin versus Sakari. That's the pick'em for me. And Kostyuk versus Svitolina. That's also a really good one, to be fair. So, but I'd probably go with Sofia Kenin and Sakari. I think that's going to be an absolute cracker. In terms of the men's, let's very briefly touch upon that. So obviously Berretini got a walkover because Federer's pulled out. Now we have got some crackers. Schwartzman versus Struff. It's a really decent one. Djokovic versus Musetti, another good one. But the biggest one is Nadal versus Sinner. Going to be a cracker. Absolute cracker. And then on Tuesday, we've already got Tsitsipas versus Medvedev. Oh, man. And we've got Zidansek versus Badosa Gabert and Rybakina versus Pavlyuchenkova. So I'll tell you what, it's open. It's open. Let's see what happens, man. But I'm really looking forward to it. Guys, please do remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, of course, click the notification bell as well to get alerted to all the new videos. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. I'll see you tomorrow for day 9, and I will be trying to do a live stream tomorrow as well. So keep an eye out for that. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you very much.